Hello, Teaquilters. Today is Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, and it is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're here for our live 1 hour chat, but we're probably going to be sewing. So we'll see what's going on. Let me pull you all up. All right. Give people a chance to get their notifications. Hopefully you all are having a great day. I've had a busy week, which is a good thing. So Darcy is reminding people to please remember to give T her thumbs up and hit the bell as you get notifications when T is here for us. So thank you so much, Darcy. Just reminding people to hit the thumbs up. And we also have Bev Dixon here from DC, Melody Kiefer, Brenda Foley, Bonita Nance, Zondra's here, Sharon Lewis. She says, I'm on time and I hit the thumbs up from Washington, D.C. So that's 2 people, right? D.C., yeah. Leslie Long, hello from London, Ohio. Hey, Leslie, welcome to the chat. Live chat, I don't remember seeing your name before. Vivian Calvi, Linda Denton, Minnie Dula, Emily Zahut, welcome, welcome. Like So Like That, Remo JS. T. Roberts and Ken's World of Crafting. Hi, Ken. And T said her rent's paid. So thank you for hitting that thumbs up button. I'm going to be making more of these H blocks here. So I had left you all Saturday with if you had any questions, you can ask them. And if you don't, that's fine, because I'm going to go ahead and sew some more of these H blocks. Remember, I'm doing these for my quilt guild. We're doing a block exchange where I need to make 10 sets of blocks each month for how many months? 7 months. And then they're going, each month we bring in 9 blocks. They get exchanged. You keep 1 for yourself, so that's why I'm making 10. And I'm using scraps, so I'm not using the instructions on how they told us to do this, because I don't have enough fabric when I'm using scraps to do it in strip piecing. Like this unit here, they're telling us to strip piece, but I don't have full yardage, so I'm cutting from scraps, fat quarters that have chunks already cut out of them, stuff that I'm just trying to use, so I won't be able to do that. Sue GSD is here. She says it's 328 days until the best retreat ever. Melody says she's having trouble hearing me. Is anyone else? I don't have on my mic. I don't know what I did with, I bought new mics, and when I'm traveling to and from places and taking my mics, sometimes I get back home and I don't know where my mics are. So I've lost a set of mics, and I don't have any mic in there. Are you all having trouble hearing me? I'll try to see if I can find a mic. I've been looking at the video in the last mic that I had in with the receiver that I had. It's not working, so I stopped wearing it. Sheila Willis is here. Gwenny Simpson. Tiffany of Tiffany's Quilting Life is here. Hey, Tiffany. Ohio Shop Hop started today. How many stores did you go to? Miss Remo JS. Zella McKenzie says hi from Michigan. Maddie Barnum is here. Granny says I turned my computer way up and I can hear you now, but you are not as loud, T. Yeah, I don't have a mic. I probably gonna have to order some more mics. It's probably packed up the last time I went either to a quilt retreat or I went sewing, and I don't know where my bag of my mic and my receiver are. So I was trying not to spend another $50-$60 or so on mic. So I don't know. I may have to do that eventually. Thank you, Darcy, saying she hear me just fine. And Zandra says the same thing. So I do know, like, when you're listening on different devices, that you get different volumes. When I look at it on my Roku television, my voice is fine without a mic. That's why I wasn't really worried about it. But I do know certain devices, like I have one cell phone that just does not play loud enough music, and it's like it drives me nuts that it doesn't play loud. So I think sometimes it's the device you're using. And Tiffany says she just had to turn hers up, and that's because when I have my mic on, I have no adjustment for that mic, and it comes out really loud. So the majority of you probably had your volume systems down, and now that I'm just not using a mic, I'm just using my regular iPad mic. You've got to turn it back up. But on my television, I'm listening with the volume less than 20, like 14, 16. So, and it's just fine. Hi, C Joy Creations. Diane McCoy is here. Charlotta Villa says hello, ladies from Alabama. Welcome to the live chat. Appreciate you commenting, Charlotte. Oh, Gwenny is saying she loved the music fabrics just this side of your sewing machine. Yeah, I'm trying to make, I wasn't going to use the music fabric because I'm trying to keep it. But I cut this fabric and I only had enough to do 8 blocks out of 10. So I've decided that I'm going to cut 3 more blocks so I can keep one with this fabric and one with the music print, which is this. I've already pressed this piece with some starch. I just need to cut for 3 more blocks. So that way I'll end up with extra blocks to put in my quilt. I wish we had more stores so I could do some kind of shop hop. That's Darcy. A lot of people saying that they hear me just fine, so thank you all so much. Dee Branson is here saying hello. Who are your favorite music artists? Girl, that is so far-fetched. I like a lot of different types of music. I don't like a lot of country music, although I do have a few songs that I like that are country. But I listen to just about anything, and I mostly do old school music. I haven't even bought any new music, and I listen to, sometimes I listen to mainstream, mostly R&B for the most part, but I do listen to the off-kilters people as well. Like I like Dionne Warwick, I like Lionel Richie, I like what was the other, Barry Manilow. See, I like those type songs too. I like Cher. So I listen to a lot of stuff. I don't know if I ever have a favorite of anything like that when it comes to famous people. I just like music. I like old style music. And I even like the older style rap, but I don't like up-to-date rap. Kind of weird. But I can't understand what these young folks are saying. In the older raps, at least you understood what they were saying. So I don't really have one. Have never thought about that. I like a lot of like Luther Vandross, and I like Freddie Jackson. So it's, you know, I'm just one of those people. I just kind of like it all. Let's see. Let me go back. My screen jumped. Hold on. Carissa Renninger says, my volume is always on high. I still have to shut my window AC off to hear you, T. Ingrid says, hi to everyone. Minnie says, I'm excited. I got my jelly roll. I just can't figure out what color to use as background. Just lay it on different fabrics. Lay some strips on different fabrics. Don't just cut and decide you're going to use it without cutting. The thing about African fabric is that, you know, with them having so many different colors and different patterns, I tend to just lay some fabric on top of whatever I want to use as my background and see how it's going to pop. That's what I recommend. I've been showing you all that you can use almost any color of a tone-on-tone-ish type fabric with African prints. So you should have fun. That's the fun part for me, is figuring out what I'm going to use. Kevin talking about clowning around with Miss T. Evening, Miss T, and all Teaquilters. Charlotte's asking what Bernina am I sewing on. It's the 770 Quilters edition. Also has the embroidery unit on it as well. I hardly ever embroider on this. I mostly use my Elissimo, my Baby Lock Elissimo for that. I tend to set up one machine for piecing. For those that don't know, I set up another machine for machine embroidery, and then I'll have another machine set up when I was doing machine quilting. So therefore, I don't have to worry about all of the different feet and adjustments and changing things. Everything's already set up when I cut that machine on or put that machine up here. I don't have to switch things out. I embroidered on this machine when I first got it to make sure that it worked. And then I will probably only use it when I'm doing like sweatshop type projects where I'm making, say, 15 of something or 30 of something for family Christmas gifts. Then I'll run both machines at one time. But I haven't done anything machine embroidery workshop type style since I've had this, so I haven't really used it a whole lot. Matter of fact, I have a feeling, because this Bernina is not user understood, you've got to get the book and instructions out. I'm going to have to, if I ever need to do something like that, I'm going to have to do some practice on it beforehand. But I like it for piecing. I like it because I never did actually do a review, the follow-up review on this machine. But I like it because of the big bobbin that it has. It seems like I sew forever before I run out of bobbins. There's some things I like. The light, the LED lights. I don't have to add any additional lights. All my other machines, I haven't on this one because I'm only machine embroidering, so it doesn't matter. But most of my sewing machines, I have to add external light sources in order to get enough light in this area. They have plenty of light with the Bernina, so I like that. But I do love it. Joe Cormel Perkins is here. Teresa Lynch saying Otis Redding is her favorite. I just never have like picked a favorite actress or a favorite singer. I'm not that type of person. I don't really follow famous people. Like I'm not following anybody that's famous. I just figure, like, I understand that they're making a living, but I feel like I'm never going to really get to know them, so why am I following them to just know when their new records are going to come out and stuff like that? I'm just not that type of person. I'm a little bit different that way. If I hear it on the radio and I like it, I'll decide whether I'm going to buy the album or not, or to see, you know, the music. Charlotte likes classic music, and see, I like some of that too. Somebody saying Neil Diamond. Diane says, T, where do you purchase the grunge material? I'm probably spelling it wrong. I just Google it. The last time I had a reference for where I searched for fabric, I went back later and looked, and that link no longer works. So I don't have that source anymore. So I just Google it and see who has the better. Like grunge is going to be one of your more popular fabrics. You're going to have to pay money for it, but I still try to see if I can just find somebody that's selling it for $1 or $2 off of regular price. So you're going to pay for grunge. You're not going to get grunge for $4 and $5 most times. So you're going to have to pay for it, but just Googling it is pretty good. She loves the composer and artist of It's Magic, It's My Birthday. That's from Kevin. Somebody saying Al Jarreau is their favorite. Vanessa Brown's here. Hey, Vanessa. Frankie, Beverly, and Mays. And classic music is Remo. So that's nice. See, they got their favorites. I'm just one of those people. I just like listening to music. Diane says, I love all music, B.B. King up to Snoop Dogg. And see, Snoop, I didn't know what he was saying, so I didn't listen to Snoop. I knew who he was because he was so popular, but I cannot tell you a song. And if he's in it, he's not the featured person in it. Like, he's probably on songs with other singers, then I probably know that song, but I cannot even tell you a song by Snoop Dogg, because when he was changing all of these letters and these words and making these pronunciations, I'm like, what is he talking about? I just couldn't deal with that, so I don't listen to him. And Dorsey says, I love all music that is older than the year 2000. Mahalia, gospel singer, is one of my favorites. Guess who Nancy is here? Janice Miller, Nikki B. I love the Bernina Machines. Yeah, I got another one. I got an older 830 record, I think the number is. I know they got other numbers for records, but I think it's 830. Remo's reminding people to hit that thumbs up button. So thank you, ma'am. She says, step out, step back in, show your love and support. Stop lurking. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Subscribe. Happy feeling good. Jason Lewis is here. Just getting here. Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. Charlotte says only 40 thumbs up with 76 people. Blackbird says hello to everyone in chat. Baby Washington, one of my favorites. And Jason says, see, he's like me. He doesn't really follow celebrities. I know, like, there are some people, like, that come through my Facebook feed and somebody, like, step on an actress' toe, and they are reporting on it and telling you what's going on in these people's lives. And it's like, I could care less about that. I got worry about my own toes. So I'm like, they're not worried about me. Why am I following them to get the nitty gritty details of their life? So I'm just not one of those people that do that. Joe says, oh, she's bohoing while working on her last section of the boho heart. So, yeah, poor thing. You'll get there, girl. Keep working. Rap music is stealing from the old music. Right. And they got the same music and just talking over it. And it irritates me because I'm thinking I'm going to hear the old song and here comes somebody messing it up. So, I love all music. But gospel is my favorite. I love gospel music too. I used to listen to it all the time. I try not to. I was driving my husband crazy, you know, having this stuff on all the time. But Janet Cahill is here as well saying hi. So I'm going to just sew some H blocks. I had ran out of this fabric and I needed one more piece. So I'm piecing the fabric to itself, some scraps, so that I can have enough when I get to that stack. But I'm not even working with that right now. This is the fabric that I had cut out last Saturday, and I didn't even sew it together. So let's sew these green ones. And like I said, since I'm cutting from scraps, I am not using the strip piecing method, which I could have used for this. But when you don't have enough fabric, you got to do what you got to do when you're using scraps. Because, you know, I only got like 2 pieces of batik by yardage, you know. It's like I am so cheap with fabric that, like, I want to use all the old stuff before I start pulling out the new stuff. So put these on the other side so I can have the dark on the bottom. So anybody, tell me what you're working on. Some of you already have, like Joe. Diana Sewing Adventures is here, saying hello everyone. So I am gonna sew these blocks because this was supposed to be, I left you all Saturday with, if you have questions, you can ask them on Wednesday. But I knew you all weren't gonna have any questions, so something said, girl, go sew some. I went and pressed fabric, put some starch in the brown fabric, and then I am going to sew it. I have been machine quilting this week, so I got back, figured I got a lot of orders out. I got a lot of the prizes out except for one. Somebody notified me last night that they were a winner. I think I had 2 people that did not notify me that they had won. So the deadline for that happened last night. So yeah, I got one more prize to mail out. I just was not going to the post office today. They're actually working on my street right now. And so I'm trying to keep my car off the road as much as possible because I don't want to be on the road with loose rocks and stuff. Jason says he's working on this sandwich. I just picked up for dinner, so he's eating. Well, good for you. I'm hungry and don't know what I want. I had some. My daughter had brought me chicken egg foo young from a Chinese restaurant yesterday, and they had 2 St. Paul patties in it, and so I heated that up and made some more rice because they never give you enough rice for 2 meals. So I ate that earlier today. That's the only thing I've eaten. And now I need to figure out what I'm going to eat after the live. I made some extra rice. You know what I've been eating, and it's been so good, is I've been eating fresh vegetables. Just eating tomatoes by themselves. One day I had tomato and cucumber by itself. So I've been kind of liking that, liking the fresh vegetables from farmers. Like Kevin gave me the cucumber, and we just looked up on a street where they were selling vegetables on another day, and then I had the nerve to go back and get more vegetables. So, well, more tomatoes, because all he had out when I get there is tomatoes. His sign says he has peppers, but I never see the peppers there. By the time I get there at lunch, I don't see any peppers. All I ever see is red tomatoes. And I did ask one time if he'd get green tomatoes from my mom and my brothers, and he did. And my daughter, she eats them. I didn't even know my daughter ate them. So let's see what you guys are working on. Remo is folding clothes and sheets. Girl, I need to wash. I don't dry the majority of my clothes. So I need to figure out, like, how much clothes do I have that I will dry, and I need to go to the laundromat. It takes too long at home. I hate doing laundry at home. The time I do like 1.5 maybe loads at home, I have done all of my clothes if I go to a laundromat. Ain't that crazy? I got so many things. I got some quilts and stuff like that that I need to wash. That's another reason I've been thinking about going. This is not going to be high contrast once it's cut up. That's kind of how batiks do you. They're kind of like those African prints when they get cut up. But it's going. I went back to work on the 4-star general. I'm slow at this one. Oh my gosh. Girl, don't bring it up. I haven't even quilted mine. I've quilted Betsy's for her. I don't even want to look at 4-star general again. That is terrible. Oh my goodness. So are we looking on the virtual guild? Not right now. I don't know how I'm gonna have time for all of that right now. I'm working on so many things and I'm so behind. I have about 3 people minimum that I have 5 quilts of theirs each, and that's not including the people with the single quilts. And then I got some stuff I need to quilt. And then by the time I get through doing so much of that, I'm gonna have to stop quilting and do something else. But I'm trying to I got one lady, she always does big quilts and always give me 2 or more. And I had 6 and gave her 1. I gave her the other 5 back so she could fix the borders on them because they were a little wonky. Well, very wonky. A little wonky I would keep. They were very wonky. I couldn't even get a straight line to put it on my machine, so I gave them back to her. So now I'm trying to get these quilts quilted. And because it's holding up me progressing to the people quilts who I love quilting for. So, you know, things happen. But I'm trying to get them done. I'm on quilt number 3. And I have 1 more row. Like I got to roll the frame, quilt on the frame, and then I'll be finished with 1 more row. So about another 30 minutes maximum on this quilt and I'll be through. Because I got to do all the basting along the edges and stuff like that too. So that's Remo. Nikki says she started a new job on Tuesday. I'm still with the state of Mo, but in a different agency. That's kind of, it's always a good thing and it's scary, but that's good. I stayed in my same agency, the same facility forever because it's like, you know what, I kind of know what's going on here. You already know the good, you know the bad, and I just stuck with it for 30 years. Okay, sharing my ignorance. What is a St. Paul sandwich? A St. Paul sandwich is basically an egg sandwich that has whatever meat you choose. And then it has like onions and vegetables in it, but it's a different way that they cook it that makes those eggs fluff up. It's kind of weird. Look at a Chinese person make a St. Paul on television because it's kind of weird how they cook it. Darcy is working on a CSU quilt, Colorado State University. My son leaves for college in 2 weeks and I want to try and get it done before he leaves. Make sure you put his name somewhere on the front of that quilt so nobody try to steal it. If it's on the back side, they may not know his name is on the back. So put it somewhere where it's obvious. I remember I got theft paranoid when I was giving my friend's son a college quilt. And at the last minute, he had a very short name. I just took I used my AccuQuilt Go Cutter, cut out his name, It was only 4 letters, like I said, and then I put them on. It was already on my quilting frame, and I just did freehand tack down of those letters on the machine to make sure everybody know that his name was on that quilt. You just hate for somebody's quilt to get taken like that. Sue talking about today she became an adult and ordered her first Amazon order. That's funny. Cheryl Knuckles is here. I love fried green tomatoes. I hate them. I like regular red tomatoes with just black pepper, nothing else. Now I do like, I will put them in pastas and stuff like that. Like if I do ramen noodles, I'll boil ramen noodles, throw that water off and rinse off all the gunky stuff too. And then I'll put, if you throw away the gunky water and then you start putting in other stuff like a fresh tomato, stuff like that, you know, it's really good. I love any pasta with spaghetti with fresh tomatoes. But I, for some reason, do not like green tomatoes fried. I don't like the texture of the tomatoes fried. Alright, I think I'm done. I hope I got 10. Yep, that's 10. Plus the one on the frame, I just had some extra squares, which is good. They'll already be pre-cut 2.5-inch squares. I'm trying to clean my chair wheel so I can move my sewing chair. Yeah. Sometimes I haven't had it happen lately with the newer chairs I've had, but some of my old chairs seem like they were notorious for every thread that I ever dropped was in the chair wheels. I haven't had it in a while, so, and I never did even turn this over. Ugh. It's nice for pressing with my wood iron though, but I never did turn it over. Okay. So these are the ones that I did not put starch in. I just cut because I didn't have a project last Saturday. Let's see. Andrea Banks says, I was working on some seat sacks for my classroom and all of a sudden my serger stopped working. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. I had my serger where I was just doing the edge. I hadn't used it in years and was just edge stitching some fabric so that it wouldn't fray. I didn't need to have it seamed. And it did that just fine. And then I said, well, you need to use this machine because you haven't used it in years. So I kept just sewing on scrap just to sew with it for like 5 minutes, and that sucker just locked up. I had to take it to the service. I've had it back for about 2 or 3 weeks. They got it done quicker than I thought, and I haven't done a thing with it. I just need to do I need to do edge stitching. That's mostly what I do with my serger. All right, let me sew one of these so I can get my piece off that needs to be pressed right here. All right. Remo talking about a friend sent her 6 yards of green grunge. I know you weren't happy at first. She saw my boho top on the green grass. She found that the grass was better. That's funny. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and just hit these with an iron since I've heated it now. Except for the one I've already put in. are certain steps in the quilt making process that are not the fun steps, but they are the steps that make your quilt blocks be pretty, meaning everything's lining up. Seams are nice and flat. So pressing is something that I don't like to do, but I do it because I know it's important. My 4-star Jenner is still needing to be quilted too. That's Carissa. Rhonda Barlow is here saying hi. Tom Whittick Eckery is here. St. Paul sandwiches are really only in really? And I see, I didn't know that. All right, Kevin, next time you come, we're going to the hood. We're going to go get St. Paul sandwiches. Yeah, you can eat it like on bread. I don't like it that way because of the texture. I'm a person that have texture issues. And I have to have the St. Paul in the rice. I cut it up and put it into the rice. Now, there are people that just buy the St. Paul sandwich. But I buy what's called chicken egg foo young. It comes with just steamed rice. And it has gravy on it. The sandwich is just the plain St. Paul sandwich. Chicken egg foo young gives you, chicken egg foo young comes with steamed rice and gravy. I'm going to have to go to the hood with Kevin. It's not too deep, though. The one I do like, it's not too deep in the hood. It's right on the outskirts. It's actually in the county, but it's on the outskirts. Dorsey says, thank you for telling me to put his name on it. Yes, indeed. Hi, Celia. She's saying hi to everybody. Damali has come in. Said her rent is paid. Carol Williams saying hello. Bab says, nothing under my needle, trying to declutter, but I want to keep everything. Girl, that's my problem. And then as soon as I'm ready to pitch something, it's like, but I can use that. I even tried selling some stuff. I've packaged up some stuff and for scrapbooking, because I'm like, maybe I can start with that because I don't do it every day like I do with quilting. And I packaged up a lot of stuff, put it in a sale. It was all dies and stamps, or maybe stamps, just mostly stamps. And it's a good variety of stamps. I only asked like $30 for something that probably cost over $200 and nobody bought it. So I'm like, I spent too much work and nobody bought it. I spent way too much time going through all of that. Somebody bought the container that I had them in, though. I had them in a plastic drawer, one of the bigger ones that sit at desk height. I had them in there, and I said I'm getting rid of that and the dies in there. And they bought the container, but not the dies. Or the stamps. I keep saying dies, they're stamps. So Betsy says she's baking cookies for a cookie competition at work tomorrow. Ooh, now that's pretty cool. I can come be a judge. I like cookies. Remo says she doesn't like gravy. I got a good city Chinese restaurant over here on East State Street. Joanne Parker says, good evening, everyone. I pray that everyone is well. I have been out of the loop for a while. My daughter had her wrist replaced and I had to assist with my grandson. I hope to be quilting soon. So prayers for your daughter, Joanne. And Remo saying the same thing. Welcome back from Darcy. And pray your daughter heals well and everything goes well from Darcy and Damali. Yeah, it's always something, isn't it? So again, I'm only making like 8 of these little, well, 10. I keep saying 8. When I first started this endeavor, I thought I was supposed to make 7 blocks for 9 months, not 9 blocks for 7 months. So I had it kind of backwards. Joanne says thank you, everyone. Darcy's reminding people who, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please go out and hit it. So these blocks are not due. I think they start in October, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm trying to get ahead of the game because I always wait till the last minute to do something and then I run out of time. So I'm trying not to let that happen this time. So I've got one set on the board. This is my second set with this green. They said you could use your light fabric twice, so I took them up on it. I'm just waiting for that iron to heat up, so I'm going to keep sewing while it's doing that. Since these pieces are a little longer. Sandra Thompson is here. She says, I'm watching while I'm reclining, recovering from left knee surgeries. So good luck to you as well in your healing stage. Okay, let's cut off my piece because I know I got one partial block at the beginning. This thing sounded loud all of a sudden. And if it is, it's my fault because this was the time I came in here and I didn't put a drop of oil in here like I should have. All right. Put you up there. I think this is the last one I need to press right now. But I've got these 3 here. I got a friend that is crazy over scrapbooking. She would love to have that. That's Minnie. And I was trying to go through. I'm like, if you know you're not going to use it, just get rid of this stuff. Or if you got something similar, just use what you have. but I haven't. I tried, like I said, I went and started decluttering and nobody bought the scrapbooking stuff. I even decluttered some pantos. I still got other pantos I need to declutter, but I need to make a paper pantos. So here is my block. It can be an H or an I for Ingrid, but it's an H. And I'm working, this is my second set of blocks, so I'm just starting. I got to make 7 different sets. So we're swapping for 7 months. So I'm just sewing them to get them out of the way. T, do you use steam? Yes, I do. Every iron that I own, I put water in it. If the particular iron has a steam, they have a input for me to put water in it. I figured that they made that iron for me to put the water in there, and I put water in it. I'm not your quilter that says they never use steam. I'm one of the people, I'll buy the iron and use it, and if your iron doesn't hold up, like I stopped using Rowentas because they didn't like the water. But I have been using this Panasonic cordless iron since 2018 with no issues with water. I also have my Oliso that I have for many years. I bought my replacement for my Oliso about 3 years in, and I'm still using the old one. I plugged the new one in just to make sure it worked, and then once it worked, I put it back up. I will buy an iron, I will test an iron, and if your iron holds up, I'll buy it. If it doesn't, I will not buy it again. I bought plenty of Rowentas. I even bought their steam generators. I even got one in the closet, but the generators take up a lot of space. So I tend to put those up because you need a place to hold the base as well as something else to iron on, because it'll take half your ironing board just about. Take a good third of it. It's like I got to iron this yardage. I can't have this generator sitting on the back end of the ironing board. So, yep. We got all of these done. And I only got another 13 minutes here. We only do 1 hour on Wednesday for people that are new in the chat. And so it has some contrast, but you know, it's not a lot. You can't have them all being in your face. It's going to be really pretty when they all get together. Press these 3. All right. I'll just put these here with a pin in them. Cheryl's working on a baby quilt. T, I would seriously be interested in your paper pantos. No hurry. Should I email you? Nope, I remember. I put them up on the Facebook Marketplace. Them things was gone so fast. I even had to ship them. They were gone so fast. And I had one girl talk about, if you ever have any more for sale, let me know. It's like, okay, but I never did. I need to either document what I sell so I can buy it in electronic form, or I need to make it in electronic form so I have it. That's why I haven't gotten rid of them. Darcy says she's getting some much needed rain. Oh, Darcy, I did see that. Okay. So she put the Colorado State University quote up there. Shelly Clark says, I have a steam generator rack on the end of my ironing board. Now that the generator broke, I use that space for bottles of best pressed and water. So that's a good idea. I had like an ironing board that had a rack, but it was a shorter ironing board, and I use a big board. So I wonder if I could hook it. I don't know. I use a big board most of the time. I don't have it on there on my ironing board now because of where it's sitting, but most times I use a big board. Nikki B says it's starting to storm in mid-Missouri, so that means it's going to be coming down the road. So, yeah. All right, so I got one more I got to press on that. This one, I did do the strip piecing and was able to get this number of units. And so now I've got squares where I've got to sew the rest of them. Do I have squares? Did I bring the squares in here? Maybe not. Okay. I hope I didn't take the squares and I had center squares. I hope I didn't take the center squares and cut them up. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3. I should have had 8. Like, where are my squares? One's down here on the floor. I have stuff moving so fast, I don't even see it. That's one. I don't know where the other one is. Okay, here it go. I didn't even see this stuff move. I got to pull it over so I don't bump my head. That wouldn't be any fun. Alright. So I've got these two I need to sew. And then I got to cut the pieces out of the music print for 3. I'm going to make an extra one because I'm going to keep one of each style for myself. So that way, because if I need more blocks at the end, whenever I switch fabrics, I'm going to make myself one of every combination. Because they don't have to be the same. You just can't use the same fabric again. Like, even if I turn in one block with that fabric, I can't use that fabric again. Unless it's a light print. I can use a light print twice. They got rules. I follow the rules. Alright. And it looks like, you know, only got like 7 minutes, so I won't be getting these all done tonight anyway. Shirley says hers is built into the big board. It can't be removed. Got the board years ago at Costco. It barely fit the car to get it home. Now that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Maritza's Yarn and Craft is here saying holla. Pearl Medina's here saying good evening. Kevin, has anyone ever seen any fabric with scriptures from the Bible on it. Not other than those big panels, that's it. Those, you know, when you were working at, what's that, Houston? And that lady had the big panels. I thought they were from Moda that had scriptures on it. Did you ever make that quilt? You bought one, I thought. Did you ever make that? Trying to get my little units here done, and these squares I'm gonna put up because I have to cut that fabric. Well, I say put up, but you know what that means for me. That means lose it real fast. I'm gonna put a pin in it, put it on the board. So now I should have enough pieces to make 8. 8 blocks, and one of them has a piece. It's pieced like our ancestors would do when they ran out of fabric. It's got some extra loving on it. Oh, okay, so you used it as a backing. Okay. I needed to get my other pieces off before I forget they're down there. Now these I did put starch on. They lay a lot flatter when they have starch on them. Cheryl's reminding people to hit the thumbs up before I even, she says I hit the thumbs up before I even came in. So you don't have to remind her. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and press these because I'm going to have to do the other side anyway. So we'll probably go over a few minutes because I think I am going to stitch these 8. And then I'll just have to cut for 3 later. Those are ready. And we are here. Valerie Kinzer says hello to everyone. Hey Valerie, welcome to the live chat. Cedra says good night everyone. See you Saturday. I'm hoping I make it here Saturday. I'm invited to a bridal shower Saturday and hoping that it all works out. And then I'm supposed to be babysitting Jersey after that. So we'll see how that works. Oh my goodness. I think Jersey's staying the night. I walked into my daughter's house and Jersey's propped up on the couch. She's sitting up watching television with her little ankles crossed. And she looks up and see me and she just started laughing while I'm standing at the door. Jersey is going to be a comedian. Sue says we just got a severe storm watch. Yeah, we're going to have rain for the next bit. It's going to be a while. These are really pretty with this fabric. Let's cut this off. The one with the pieced fabric. Press these so I can sew them. So let's do some pressing first. Minnie says, I've got housework that need to get done, so I'm carrying my phone from room to room. Would rather be sewing. Right. Oh my goodness. I do think tomorrow I'm going to sort my clothes and see like quilts and stuff like that that I need to wash, that I use on a regular basis. And what else? Anything that I don't dry, anything that I do dry, because I mostly hang up most of my clothes, so it's not like I have a lot I can take. But I don't feel like taking 2 days to wash everything, and then I forget. I forget to go back to the basement, because that's where my wash and dryer, and I forget to go back. So then they just sitting for a couple hours. And I'd rather just do it and get it done. Alright. We got all of those now ready for the final piece. But we got this one that's done. Yeah, I like this one. It's really pretty. So this is this block, the H, and I don't know. I'll take this off, put a pin in that, and start a new stack for this one. I need to get me a plastic bag made so I can just put them all in one bag. Put my name on it so she'll know who they all are from. We'll just sew these, and I should have a total of 8 of these, and then I'm going to make 3 more with the music print to finish this set out. But not today. Or if it is today, you won't know it. My goodness. I'm gonna go finish that quilt top and get that out, and then I can get the bill made. I had made the bill for 2 quilts, and then something said, girl, sew one more of these quilts and get it out the way. So I got one of her quilts. She wants thick polyester batting, wanted 2 layers, and I told her I wasn't gonna do that. I will put 1 high loft polyester bat, and then I'm going to do a thin loft polyester bat. I refuse to put 2 thick layers of polyester bat under my needle. I'm not doing that. She wants it to look like a comforter. It's for I think it's a relative, and they don't really want it to look like a quilt. They don't know they don't like flat quilts. They want a comforter. So I'm gonna quilt it very loose. Like very loose. Like I'm gonna make that panto fit then the size of the area that I can quilt. That's how. What are you doing? It's like jumping. I am gonna make this my last thing because this thing might be acting up because it needs some oil that I didn't put on here. You know, when something's used to getting oil and then all of a sudden you don't get it. It's like I'm thinking in my head, it'll be all right. Maybe not. I'm gonna cut Bernie off. And press these. See, it's not too bad. It's only 805. I technically only need one more to swap, but I need, you know, I'm gonna keep some for myself, so. Because she says you will not get any of your blocks back. Everything you turn in will be swapped with somebody else, so. That means I need to keep my own. Hi, Shelly Souls. Good night, Melody. Tribal Woman is here saying hello. Welcome to the chat, the live chat anyway. Good night, Bev. I don't know where the cough came from. All right, so I got lots of these, and I just got to now make 3 more. I got to cut, so I don't have these cut. I got the centerpieces ready to go, but I need the music fabric where the darker brown rust color print is. I need to cut 2 strips and 1 square for the H. So I'll cut that. At least I know this has been pressed. I might come back tonight and finish that so I won't forget what I'm doing with this set. And then also make a separate bag for me for the blocks that I'm keeping, so I don't get those mixed up with the blocks that I'm sending. So yeah, so that's gonna be it for me. I'm not gonna sew anymore on this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna lift this up and take the plate off and just lay it here, so when I come back I know I need to, you know, oil this machine. I oil it like from the bottom when I change my bobbin, and then I oil from the top and clean any other times until I change the bobbin. So Queenie says, gotta run. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead and get off of here. I'm gonna go finish this quilt top, figure out what I'm gonna eat. I need to go to the grocery store. You know, last time I went to the grocery store, my power went out like a week later. I don't want to do that again. So I'm trying not to, you know, waste money on foods. And then my power goes out with these storms. So I'm going to get off of here. I will hopefully see you all Saturday. If anything changes, I'll post in the comment section of the live video. So make sure you read the live chat. Don't just come on your phone and wonder where I'm at. Make sure, on your television on Roku, because you can't see the comments. But if something happens Saturday where I can't make the live, then I'll just post it there. So I'm going to go ahead and end here. You all stay blessed, be safe, and quilt out, everybody. See you Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye.